It's really not so complicated. Kabbalah is indeed one form of Jewish mysticism, but it's not the only Jewish mystical path. In fact, the premise of my work on Harambam Maimonides is that one can be a holy mystic and not be a Kabbalist at all. Harambam, as is well known, completely rejected Kabbalah and her superstitions, amulets, sefirot, corporeal images of God, theurgic thinking, and all other forms of magical enterprises. And yet, Harambam was, as is evident from all his writings and teachings, a beautiful and sublime mystic. The mysticism of Andalusia taught that one does not have to suspend one's rational thinking and philosophical rigor in order to pursue pure, authentic, and exquisite Jewish mysticism. For Harambam, Jewish mysticism is a genuine pursuit of God, which is grounded in absolute, unequivocal, and non-debatable truth. So let us address two questions which I am asked all the time. Question number one: how do we define Jewish mysticism? And question number two: according to Harambam, how does one begin one's journey towards Jewish mysticism? In my book, The Mysticism of Andalusia, I define Jewish mysticism as a spiritual practice aimed at not only knowing God, but experiencing God directly. A personal union with the ultimate reality. Judaism, of course, emphasizes Jewish law over all else, precisely because Jewish law and ritual practice should ideally lead one to the highest levels of mystical achievement. In my most recent book titled Jewish Mysticism, I write about kavanah, intent, and how when mitzvot are observed mindfully, they lead to higher levels of consciousness. In fact, the highest level a mystic can achieve is prophecy, what I call in my books mystical union, which is an encounter with the divine. The prophet has access to knowledge and wisdom that is otherworldly. This experience transcends language and rational thought. My teacher Chacham Faur referred to it as a state of meta-rationalism. The mystic's goal is always self-transformation and living in a constant state of radical awe and radical love of God, and mindful of the grand miracle of our very existence, always sensing God's intimate and constant providence. The Jewish mystic knows that God cannot be known with words or descriptions, and so the mystic learns to access the most profound truths through silence, stillness, awe, inner transformation, solitude, and a sense of deep felt love of God. So where does one begin? Read my book, Jewish Mysticism. Here's a short synopsis. For starters, one must cleanse the mind, purge every thought, and purify the soul of all forms of corporeality of God. It must be clear as clear can be that God has no form, shape, or dimensions. One cannot attribute to God thoughts, feelings, or human emotions. Doing so just sets you back. Yes, the Torah is full of such language, but the mystic understands that Torah speaks in the language of the masses of the people. The mystic also knows that the truth about God is beyond that of language. Once the mind is purged, one recognizes that the entire Torah is a means towards proximity to God. We observe mitzvot as Antignos, the great sage from Sochot, teaches in the first chapter of Pirkei Avot, not for a reward, but rather to know and love God. The mystic, when ready, he or she embarks on the study of Maaseh Bereshit, the awe and love-inducing disciplines of physics and astrophysics and astronomy. In short, glancing into the abyss and wonders of our vast universe as pointing to God's will. When one has successfully learned to induce love and awe through Maaseh Bereshit, then one embarks on the study of Maaseh Merkava, that which lies beyond the atomic universe we inhabit. My friends, going there means glimpsing at the grand essence of our Creator. Be forewarned, however, Maaseh Bereshit and Maaseh Merkava can be mind-bending and frightening. And so I wish